Welcome. Duck Legs Podcast is back.
Hey, thank you for listening to the second part of our interview on the Duck Legs Podcast with Alan Fredendall. I know he crushed the first part, and it was exciting to be on there with him. Just to give you a small synopsis of the second part, we dive into a bit of starting a brand as a student, mentorship, military experience, and how that helped mold Alan into a great DPT student, his website, the CI Reviewer, and when that is going to touch down, and I know it's going to be awesome. And we dive into a new segment of the show called What is Your Favorite Duck? Thank you again for listening to part 2. Enjoy.
Here it comes. You ready?
Hit him with it.
All right. Now, tell us a little bit about what it was like for your transition to become your average physical therapy student down there in the group with everyone, and kind of the process that it was like to separate yourself and officially have your own branded name almost.
Yeah, and don't be humble about it, because we know there's a lot of PT students out there not doing shit. So you have made such a name for yourself, and you've put in so much work to not just say, I'm just gonna, I'm glad I got into PT school, I'm just gonna coast from here. You're like, no, fuck that. I'm going with AAOMPT, which sounds like a weird brand of music.
It sounds like a military organization.
Yeah, let's not make fun of the military. Sorry.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, so the hustle and the drive and the self-awareness that you've gone from a basic PT student to now the best PT student across the nation.
I don't know about all that. I think it started, just wanting to be better, just kind of seeing what's out there. It really started with joining masterminds. I joined almost a year ago, and just being involved in masterminds and seeing what else is out there, getting more exposure to different things instead of, just what's in school. Not that there's anything wrong with what's taught in school, but I just wanted more. I wanted more knowledge, and just wanted to be better than sort of what you just get going through school.
Yeah. And for those of them who don't know, does anyone want to explain exactly what the Masterminds group is?
It's a secret cult of Jedis.
You're not allowed.
You have to. Well, how do you get into that group? You have to what's the challenge that you have to do, Daimir?
Man, you have to, you don't even want to know. You have to perform about 16 different movements, about 12 different tests, and also you have to be invited into it first. It's pretty exclusive stuff.
You have to know somebody.
Yeah, it's one of those things that you can't pay for it and just make sure that it goes through our gene is going to be in your inbox. Yeah. It's one of those things that you have to be invited.
It's not just a simple PayPal.
No, it's not.
Wouldn't mind maybe speaking a little bit on what the PT Masterminds group is and what it has done for you.
Yeah, so it's an online mentorship group. It's run by Jeff Moore and Gene Schreckerbrod. And I found out about it through my buddy Dan Cruz at school, who found out about it through the legend himself, Mitch Babcock.
I know that guy.
Mm-hmm. And it's funny. It kind of reminds me of that movie Walk Hard, where they're talking about the different types of drugs in the bathroom, and oh, this is marijuana. You don't want no marijuana. And that's kind of how everyone was like with masterminds. They're like, oh, you don't want in this group. Trust me, it's bad for you. Mm. So it took me forever to get the information right out of them, and I finally joined, and it's been a riot ever since. So in masterminds, we are always discussing and doing challenges in the Facebook group, and then there is bi-weekly video presentations. So this past Wednesday, we just talked for about an hour and a half with Sarah Ecker about pelvic floor health and pelvic floor PT. And it's just exposed me to kind of a more dedicated group of students and clinicians kind of jump started my career almost, I would say, as far as both just pure knowledge from the presentations as well as getting more comfortable with being uncomfortable through the challenges that Gene and Jeff put on there every week.
Hell yeah.
And I feel like this isn't the first time or the last time, you'll hear how important mentorship is just in any profession, period,
Yeah. And I don't know that it's started necessarily as mentorship, because it's something that's kind of hard to do online, but I've met them both in person now multiple times, and it's kind of blossomed from there.
Awesome.
I think it's a good combination of doing stuff online and going to their courses and meeting them in person, and just learning how approachable everyone is. Jeff is always bothering me with computer questions now. He's like my own grandpa.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
With website and Facebook questions. So it's gone from being just purely online to being, I think, truer mentorship in the sense of the word.
That's beautiful, man. And I'm thankful for that group, because I get to meet people like you. Because if you're just in your own world, in your own program, if it wasn't for this group and if it wasn't for seeing Alan all over Twitter, like, I would have no idea the amazing stuff that he's doing and the role model that he can be.
And I second that, as being a part of the mastermind group and seeing Alan all over Twitter.
It's funny because if you meet me in person, I'm kind of a shy guy at first, so it's weird to hear you guys talk about me like this in the third person.
Yeah.
Daimir, you want to hit him with that Twitter question?
Yeah. So, Alan, the question that we have is from Zach Stearns, SPT. He asks, what did the military experience, or how did the military experience that you had influence you as a student, and where do you see yourself in the future based on that?
Good question. I think it's just a different mindset that you get with being in the military. That's a lot more. You get really comfortable with being uncomfortable in the military, and you get used to pretty much never getting your way, which I think is a lot more representative of real life. And you kind of learn your limits, both physically and mentally. You learn how to just really push yourself and how to really just kind of grind away at things to get stuff done. I think it's given me a really good sense of organization and leadership that I wouldn't have had if I hadn't been in the military. And it's taught me things like time management and just really just getting stuff done, just waking up and doing stuff all day long without stopping.
Oh, yeah.
And do you believe the military has helped you break some of those quote-unquote millennial habits, such as being on social media all day and sort of kind of what you spoke of having our way? Speaking from a millennial perspective, do you believe that has helped you?
Yeah, I'm right on the upper edge of the age group of the millennial generation, so I still get kind of offended when someone calls me a millennial. But I definitely think it does help, just with kind of fighting all of the bad habits that people complain about of millennials, of kind of being entitled and being prone to complaining and wanting to have that work-life balance.
What was that? What'd you say?
Oh, no, I said it.
No, what is it? Automatic cutoff. I would tell on you now.
And it's not for everyone, but I definitely think it has helped shape who I am and how I interact with people. And not that it's always good. I definitely learned over the past couple of years of PT school that the military communication style is not preferred by many. Being direct can sometimes be seen as rude or offensive. So that's something I've had to work on in PT school after getting out of the military.
Two different settings, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
PT school.
Just learning to finesse things that I say better before I say them. Definitely rubbed some people the wrong way at school on first impressions. Just kind of, in the military, we called it bluff, bottom line, up front communication.
Yeah.
Just being very direct. And I've learned over the past couple of years that you can't be that direct with everyone.
You got to make it look pretty.
Yeah.
Speaking of making things direct or something, let's talk a little bit about CI reviews.
Ah, yeah.
Right? You just straight up information, right?
Yet again, bringing the power to the people.
Exactly.
Alan exposes people, man.
Jared, do you want to, or Alan, feel free to set that up exactly, let people know what that is and a little bit about it.
Yeah, so CI Reviews is a website I've been working on. I've had the idea for a while now. I launched it initially like 6 months ago, and I tried to do it just purely crowdsourced. So the idea is that CIs can go on there and write a biography about themselves. You know, like what are the credentials, what's the advanced training they've had, how do they give feedback, stuff like that. And students can also go on and leave reviews for CIs, and it lets then students jump on, and when they're picking out their clinical rotations or clinical sites, they can see these potential CIs and, you know, see if they would be a good fit. You know, do they give instant direct feedback? Do they give feedback at the end of the day? How do they practice? Stuff like that, just to make that match between CI and student better, just to have a better experience on rotation. And when I launched it initially, I had no data on there at all, and I just expected everyone to kind of do the work for me, expected all these CIs to log on and put their information in, and expected all these students to log on and put their reviews on, and it went almost nowhere. So I took it down, and over the past couple months, I've just been entering CI information into the database. And so right now, I have a little bit over 17,000 clinical instructors.
Yeah.
And I pulled
You said 17,000? I'm sorry.
Yeah. And so I pulled that information from the APTA credentialed CI database.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very basic information. It's just name, the clinic they practice at, the setting, and then there's a spot for the CI's bio and a spot for reviews by students. And then no bios or reviews are updated automatically. They come to me first, and so I can delete stuff that's obviously spam or stuff that's not professional.
Disgruntled students.
Disgruntled students, yeah. So I was set to launch that a few weeks ago, and the snag I ran into was that my school had some concerns about the site, namely that the agreements they have with different clinics could be at risk. And also the school itself could be at risk. So what I'm probably going to do is wait until after I graduate to launch it. But it's got a ton of entries in it right now, so it's ready to go. And it'll the inspiration from it came from picking clinicals myself, which we use this website that doesn't have very much information on it at all about CIs and clinical sites. And that's what we use to pick our choices, and then a computer randomly assigns us computer algorithm. I have a rotation in acute care coming up in March, and I know absolutely nothing about it other than a phone number to call.
Yeah.
Well,
And I think a lot of students have a similar experience where they kind of just go in blind, and where the school kind of sends students off and hopes for the best, hopes that apply what you've learned and have a good experience with the past couple of years of kind of book work. Yeah. And it doesn't always go that way.
Everything will be fine.
And I think the idea of the site is just to help people, help students get more information about potential CIs, and on the other end, have CIs kind of talk about themselves a little bit, to ensure that they're getting students that fit best with them, so that they can have a good experience too.
Oh yeah, Alan, and I'm going to speak for myself and probably Tyler, maybe Daimir too, but Tyler and I for sure, we go on our first acute setting internship starting in March, and I don't know about you, Tyler, but I would love a website where I can go and see a bio of my person, my CI, sorry, and have like some reviews, some previous student information. You know, not like this,
or just general information.
Yeah, like she's a kinesthetic learner, and her teaching style is this.
Yeah,
and I think that's the CIreviews.com is going to be an awesome and website is going to help so many people, I think.
Yeah, I feel like that's just, to me, it sounds like it's the future, and once that conflict of interest is removed with you being in school, I think it'll be best for both parties, for everyone.
Yeah.
And I feel like rateyourinstructor.com, I feel like as a graduate level, sometimes there isn't too much of a difference between undergrad and graduate students, but I feel like at a graduate level, you're not going to get those same negative things that you would get from like a website. You ever go to Rate My Professor, and like sometimes it's just like, oh my, come on, man.
Other websites even had like a little pepper you could give if somebody was hot.
Yeah, hot pepper.
You're not putting that.
Yeah, I debated that feature, but decided it probably wasn't professional.
Oh.
You have to have the pepper.
Little physio pepper.
That's funny. That's funny.
Oh, man. Well, CIreviews.com, coming soon.
Yeah, and I just got to throw it out there. If there's anyone out there listening that isn't sure, if they didn't pick up on it, it's basically we are going to go on internships, and there's going to be someone that we're directly under.
A clinical instructor.
Yeah, so it's a person that we're going to be directly under and teaching us everything is what a CI is.
For 7 to 8 weeks.
7 to 8, yeah, it's not a short thing. It's not this, it's somebody that you really, when you're fresh, you really take a lot of what they're doing.
This person plays a hand in molding you as a professional.
Yeah.
And hopefully it'll be a positive experience.
I don't know too much about the other end of like, I do know it's not an incredibly great thing, but like what CIs get and what their life is like.
Yeah. So our school has us type up this little Word document and send it before we start. And it's just a little bit about us. But at that point, it's too late. We're already committed to going there. So if they read that and decided it wouldn't be a good match, it's already too late. So it's kind of a reactive process. I'd like to see it become more of a proactive thing where you can, before you even pick your sites, you can see the CI or the CIs who are there. And if there's someone that you think would be a really good fit, learn more about them and then choose that site when you're picking your clinicals.
And if you all will allow me to have a personal program plug, that is exactly what my program does. So we create like this profile, and we pick our 3 sites, and we finalize them. And then what they do is that they send our profile to that site, and then the CI and the clinical director will sit down and say, hey, this person matches our clinic, or this person does not match our clinic. And then they'll send the school back and say, hey, we have these students here, listed that we want to interview. So it's almost like a quasi job interview, but that's exactly what my program does, where it's not just a algorithm or we're just clicking on random sites. It's actually us being able to look at the clinical site, look at the clinical instructor profile and what they got certified in, and then them also knowing, hey, this person has some athletic training experience, they have some military experience, they'll be great for this clinic. Or hey, this person doesn't have next to any experience, I'm fairly new, or I am a fairly trained clinician, so now I can reach out to them and really, really mold them. So personal program plug is that at least my program is definitely doing that. So I think that's the way of the future, and just hearing the conversation over the last 5 minutes, that's something that is necessary.
What program is that?
South College.
Oh, shout out to South College.
Yeah, man.
And I think it's as important for the CI as it is the student. I mean, I've had classmates who had a bad experience where they, came home and cried every day and thought about dropping out because they just had such a rough experience. And on the other side of that issue, it's not fun for the CI either when there's a big mismatch.
Yeah.
And it's also bad for the bottom line for the clinic. If the CI and the student are not meshing well together, it affects patient care too.
Oh, and the CI is not getting paid to do their CI services, correct?
Right.
Oh. Yeah.
That's a whole different topic.
That is a whole different topic.
So, Alan, I would like to introduce you to a new feature I was thinking about adding to the show. The show is called Duck Legs Podcast, and
I'm really curious about this. I don't know where you're going with this one.
Yeah. I believe it's apropos to ask all of our guests for here on out. What is your favorite duck? Can be cartoon, can be the Oregon duck, can be any duck. What is your favorite duck and why?
Are we talking about species of ducks?
Yeah, no, like a cartoon character. No, I don't believe that I would even know what species of duck.
No, he has to go. He has to name a species of duck with phyla and family.
Yes,
all of that.
The one that you eat, the one that you might kill during duck season. No, your favorite cartoon or duck character per se.
Man, I'm gonna have to go with Darkwing Duck.
Oh, what an answer!
Why?
I've always liked Darkwing Duck. Because he's not like Batman. He's just an ordinary man. Well, I guess he's an ordinary duck. If you remember from the cartoon, he lives in the suburbs, and he's just an ordinary duck that fights crime on his own time. He doesn't have any superpowers. He's just an ordinary dude.
He's a people's champ, but he's a duck.
Yeah, he's a people's duck.
He's a people's duck.
He raises an adopted daughter that's not his. He's like a very modern, contemporary duck. You guys don't remember that? He has an adopted daughter.
I don't remember this at all.
Yeah.
Me neither. I was thinking of like Daffy Duck or something like that. I mean,
that's too simple.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Well, I guess everyone from here on out, if they say Daffy Duck, they're simple.
Of course, Alan would pick the one duck
that no one knows.
Crime, and it's like the challenges authority and speaks truth to power. That is your duck, Alan.
He's my spirit duck.
Yes. Well.
Oh my goodness.
That is awesome. Damir, I gotta be honest. We didn't know about this bit. We didn't know about this feature.
I think we should keep it.
Work.
Yeah, it's something that I slid in there. I put it on the doc.
Yeah,
but I was like, they had mentioned it, so I'm definitely gonna bring it up now. Awesome. They had mentioned it, so yeah, new feature.
It's gonna be a recurring theme.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it has to be, especially because Alan just set the bar up really high. Yeah. He brought a duck that no one knows about that is clearly the best duck in the world. Okay. Family man, fighting crime. I mean, this guy's right here is basically the Superman of ducks. So
yeah. And that's Alan. He's a Superman physio. He's got so many things going. He's made so many moves. Before he even got to wear a gown. Graduation gown. And that's awesome. And we love you, man. And we're grateful that you're here. Why am I high right now?
I think you just overwhelmed by Darkwing. That's such a good answer.
It caught me off guard.
I apologize to everyone in the future for setting such a high bar.
People are
gonna have to do their duck research before they get interviewed now.
You know what? This might be a question that we have to send.
Question.
Like, dude, I would love to come on your podcast, but I don't want to answer no dumb duck question.
No, this would be definitely something that we put in the intro when we send it out to people. Say, hey, be ready to answer your favorite duck. And you best believe the people that we're interviewing are going to be like researching. Like, oh, I have to find a duck. I have to find a duck.
The Ducklets podcast is not an easy interview.
No, it's not.
Thanks to Daimir, man.
So are you going to prevent people from saying the same answer in the future? They're going to have to choose something different?
You know,
let them do Darkwing Duck again.
Yeah.
One's retired.
No.
Jersey.
You know, I may or may not, just because I believe Daffy Duck is going to be probably the go-to move. And for various of reasons, people have their own reasons to love Daffy. But I mean, Darkwing Duck, if someone else says that, they're automatically getting coined as like one of the top interviews that we're going to do, because quite frankly, I don't believe anyone expected that duck, especially off the cuff.
No.
So, yeah.
Well, dude, Alan, where can people find you? Do you have any thing you would like to plug? How can people get in contact with you, brother?
So I'm on Twitter at Alan Fredendall. And then my email address is alan.fredendall@gmail.com. I do want to plug two things. So part of what I'm doing this year as the AAOMPT student SIG president is expanding the reach of the AAOMPT student local program that we talked about before. So if that sounds like something you're interested in forming at your school, get a hold of me. We have the framework in place already. So it's easy to set up. We'd love to get them at as many schools as possible. We're going to be reaching out to every program in the country in the next couple weeks. But if you want to get ahead of the curve on that, please reach out to me and I'll get you set up. And then something that I've just started looking into with my buddy Sean Seebeck, who is also a mastermind, is looking at this an idea of something we're calling PT Quiz Bowl, which is where ideally each program in the country will field a quiz bowl team, and they'll fundraise internally an entry fee, and then all the entry fees will be combined in a pool. And that money will be used to send the winning teams to CSM, and ideally additional students as well. So just a way to fundraise a whole bunch of money to send a bunch of students to CSM and have it be kind of a yearly recurring theme. And obviously it'll be really competitive. So that's something that we've just started talking about doing, but that's, if that sounds interesting to you, let me know, because we definitely want as many schools participating as possible.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
It sounds awesome. I'm already messaging my fiance now to ask her if I can be a part of these. She is the one that has to give me the okay, or I would jump right into it. So it's too late. I'm already emailing her. Sorry.
Oh yeah, man. Daimir is Mr. Hustle all day. And Alan is Darkwing Duck.
In the suburbs of Michigan.
Darkwing Duck Physical Therapy.
Yeah.
Here we go. Alan, thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, thanks, guys. This is my first podcast. I appreciate being invited on. It was great to talk to you guys.
This was a blast. Thank you, sir.
You will be on many more.
Thanks, guys. Take it easy.
You too.
Later.
Peace.